Our buddy Chris Sims is with us. He is fresh off attending the Met Gala last night. How'd that go?
Yeah, right. Right. I wish. I mean, I wish. And let me just tell you, if I was at the Met Gala, I would not be spending my Tuesday morning with you. I can tell you that much. All right. But man,
you would want to go to that? I could see your wife wanting to go to that, of course. You would want to go to that?
I actually think I would want to go with it. I think just like I would want to go to it because I do think there's like when you get invited to that, you've hit a different stratosphere of superstardom, right? Like you're obviously making a shitload of money and you're a superstar. And so there is something about that where I'd be like, yeah, I would take that to be invited there. The party itself kind of seems blah, but I think it's the parties after that I'd go, yeah, let's get ready. It's smoky, drinky time. Let's have some fun now. I think that would be what it would be really fun to see it.
Okay, would you go, but you had to wear an outfit designed by me, Billy, and Stugotz?
Oh, boy.
And you had to wear it the whole night.
Oh, boy.
No. Well, I mean,
smart answer. Smart answer.
I might get lucky because you might just pick like a T-shirt and jeans. So it's like, okay, that's not the worst. All right?
No, I'm going to put you in like meat. Like you're going to wear
the most compromising position.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not part of the reason I'd want to go. I'd be like, damn, there's all these famous, beautiful women, all of this. I get a chance to meet them. I don't want to look like an asshole in my first time meeting them. So I'm not letting that go down. But
what if you could move? What if you could wear whatever you want? You just had to wear one of Billy's hats, like.
Gosh.
And he gets to pick it. He gets to pick it.
Yeah.
Man, that would hurt. That would hurt. But I might do it for that. I might. Yeah, they were like, he can only come if you can wear what you want, but you got to wear Billy's hat. I might take the sacrifice. Tell the story. Tell him how stupid Billy is, whatever else. Get a few laughs. And then the party's over and I could take it off then. But yeah, I definitely would want to be there. And what I think is cool is the NFL. I mean, you could just see, to me, again, this is high society New York living, as we know, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art and all that stuff and crap and all that. But these are worldwide superstars. And what did we have? 7, 8, 9 NFL players there? I think it just speaks to how big the game is in our country and becoming worldwide that someone like Anna Wintour has got that many NFL players at her party.
Best dressed teammate you've had?
Oh,
wow, that's a good question.
That is a good question there. Damn, I've had some good ones too here. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that I was a part of, right, that I got drafted on, they had just won the Super Bowl. Man, there was some guys there that took some real pride in how they looked, like Derek Brooks and Booger McFarland and Rondé Barber and Brian Kelly, if you remember him, the corner.
Yes.
I mean, they had it was always like, wow, that's an incredible suit, perfect matching tie, shirt, right? The belt would be perfect, and always some wow shoes that I wouldn't wear, but I'd be like, that looks good on you with that suit. That works right there, right? So those would be ones that jump out to me. The other one is Brandon Marshall was a pretty good dresser in Denver.
Yes. Yeah.
He's into that. Now, he's getting a little chunky. I could see him on his social media videos. I don't know if he can fit in those suits anymore. Yeah, I'm taking some shots at him. But damn, yeah, he could dress pretty good too.
Knowing Booger McFarland the way I do, he is the best dressed man in any room that he walks into.
He would always have you'd look at oh my gosh, look at these shoes. Like they perfectly match your tie. And where the hell did you even find shoes that make leather that match your tie and your suit like that and everything to go along with it? So yeah, he was pretty special. I'm probably blanking on another guy or two that is not popping in my head. My Tennessee Titan teams, when I was on them, they were a little casual cool, right? So I was on that, and I mean it'd be hard to on the road games. I sat with Randy Moss my last year in Tennessee on the trips away, right? So I sat in the window. We had a seat in between us, and then there was Randy Moss. Now, Randy, he had he would break out, I don't know, $100,000 chinchilla mink jacket every now and then where you just go, well, damn, that takes the cake right there. Nobody can mess with that. So, there were some guys that had some special, what do I want to say, accessories that could put things over the top too.
Was Randy Moss your coolest teammate?
He was pretty cool. Yeah. Now, I had a lot of cool teammates. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, Randy was this is where I bet you Randy and me, if we were in the primes of our career, I think we would have really hit it off, right? He was older Randy, like, who had to spend like 40 minutes warming up just for the warm-up part of practice. Like, forget
Just to
practice.
get ready, yes.
I had to get 40 minutes just so I can warm up. Then I can warm up for practice, right? So he was a little bit of that part of his career. But, like, both of us, I think, had a common ground of obsessed with the sport, obsessed with football, obsessed with competing. And yeah, we didn't get to hang out outside the field too much. And I was in a mode of trying to survive and not the same after my spleen and all that. So I wish we could have hang more. But no, like, I mean, he's up there. But damn, I mean, I had some good ones everywhere. Again, Brandon Marshall, I would put up there with just about anybody as the coolest ones. Champ Bailey was cool as hell in Denver, and somebody I loved hanging out with on and off the field. And Tampa, it was some special personalities there too. So that's a tough one to call. But Randy was certainly like the most high-profile superstar. Like, oh my God, it's the legend of Randy Moss, and he's sitting next to me. That was definitely the biggest in that department.
You are a fan of all things New York. You love the Yankees. We'll talk about them in just a second. Are you into this Knicks series, Knicks and Celtics?
I am. I'm not even a huge Knicks fan, right? But I'm a New York sports fan in general, and especially when it comes to anything versus Boston, I'm rooting for New York. So I could just tell you that for sure. I'm sick of Boston sports dominating the scene here for this better part of this century. I've had enough. So last night I'm watching the game. I walked away a little bit. They were down 18, right? Like 5 minutes left in the third quarter. I kind of started to get ready for bed. I was helping the wife with a few things. I went up and, saw my son, my daughter. I took a shower. I get ready. I came back and I was like, holy crap, they're down by 3. So I missed the comeback. Right? But I saw the finish and it was incredible. I'm rooting for him.
It's interesting. Going to be a fun series. What do you make of the Yankees start here?
I'm still in depression mode with the Yanks, okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am. I mean, last year was like one of the fun. I don't even give a shit that they didn't win the World Series.
Yeah.
And that they fucked it all up in Game 5 and all that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in inning 5, right? Only like where the Yankees could do base running and errors in the field, like which was what we did all year last year. But we overcame it because we had two badass dudes that could just hit home runs every game. Where you're like, we're down 7-1. It's the 6th. We got a chance. We'll come back. We'll make a run at this thing, right? I mean, that's what was awesome. And then they let one of the most exciting duos be split apart, and not only split apart, but then he goes to our new richer counterpart owner across the way to the Mets. So I haven't really started to digest Yankees games on a daily basis quite yet. I am still a little bitter, Stugotz.
Yeah, I could tell. You don't like that the Mets got Soto. That's really what it boils down to. I mean, you can't stand it, right? Because you've been the richest team in the sport forever, right?
Right. And then Judge with Soto. I mean, that was like, oh my gosh, am I sitting here watching Gehrig and Babe Ruth? Like, that's what you felt like. It was like, damn, this is incredible. And then they had a cool handshake to go along with it. And we know home run hitters fit at Yankee Stadium anyways. So, yeah, I'm bothered by it. I'm still bothered by it.
All right. Mikey A has many questions about your dad's jersey.
Okay.
Mikey A, go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend.
I mean, the report comes out that Abdul Carter was drafted by the Giants, wants to wear 11, and he can't wear 11 because, quote, the family had a vote and decided not to let him wear it. I got to know, did you guys, how did the vote go down?
Well, wait, hold on, Mikey, hold on a second.
Did you have to wear masks making the vote?
Hold on a second. Let's get the sequence right here. Did Phil originally say, left to his own devices, did Phil originally say yes to giving him the jersey?
Well, so no. And what you've read and seen so far, I mean, you know me. I mean, what are you? I'm a pretty transparent guy.
Yes.
I ain't that good of a fucking actor or anything to be.
That's why we have you on, Sims.
I'm not smart enough to remember dumb lies. Okay, so that's why I don't lie. All right, that's
smart.
Right. It's smart. In my dumbness, I'm smart sometimes. Right. So within that, though, he makes the comment with, cousin Sal, right? I believe on the DraftKings podcast. It had been on the radar. We had been, even the second night of the draft, Dad was at my house watching rounds 2 and 3. And even starting that night, we had people like, hey, has Abdul Carter asked yet? Has Abdul Carter asked yet? People, right? Just in the NFL, everybody, whatever. But, of course, the Lawrence Taylor thing happens. Lawrence says, no, get your own number, right? Make your own way. And in Lawrence Taylor fashion that way. He does that. We don't hear anything. I asked my dad a few times, like, hey, you heard from Abdul Carter? Anybody? No, haven't heard anybody. His agent, nope, haven't heard anything. And then all of a sudden, he makes this comment on the podcast. You see Abdul Carter replies back to it like it would be an honor, right? Basically like, oh, it sounds like he's going to give me this. I want to wear number 11. So it starts from there. Friday, late morning, my dad calls me, and he's like, Christopher, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do with this Abdul Carter thing? And this is my dad voice, right? Because it's kind of, and I go, Dad, it's up to you. This is your jersey. This is like, it's your life, man. And he's like, well, you know me. I don't really give a shit about this type of stuff. I don't give a shit. I like this kid. I think he's going to be a damn good player, right? And my dad also is, let's just not forget, he's a giant through and through. He still goes down to the facility down there and hangs out. They're probably like, why are you here? But he still goes down, right? Yeah. Can I watch some film? And they're like, why? Like, what are you doing? You don't talk
because he's
TV,
big fucker. That's why.
Right. Yeah. He's just like, I got to know. I live football. That's what I do.
Right.
So he's kind of into that, and he's talking. So we're talking, and one of the things I bring up right off the bat, because I'm thinking about my dad, is I just go, well, if you do give the number, I do think it's going to be cool. People are going to bring up your name every time he gets a sack and do that, and your memory will live on that way. So there is something cool about that. And he was like, yeah, I agree. I like all that. And I was like, well, the first thing you need to do, though, is you got to call Lawrence. You got to call LT, because you don't want to make it look like you're showing him up and piss him off here. Like, oh, you didn't give him his number, but I'm cool. I will, So he was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'll call him later today. I'll get that figured out. You're right. I don't want to do that. As I say that, he's like, hey, I got to go. I got to answer this. He hangs up. A few minutes later, he calls back. Hey, what's going on? What do you think? That was Joe Shane. And he's talking to me about the jerseys number, and my number stays retired, and no matter what he does, and like, yeah, I know, Dad, I know. Okay, so we kind of go through it. We talk a little bit more. I'm like, hey, so there will be like a press conference? Yeah, I think we're going to have a press conference, and I'll hand him the jersey.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you can make a comment like, yeah, Lawrence Taylor is one of the greatest of all time. He shouldn't give his jersey number away. I'm just a giant great, and I'm willing to do it, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's a great way to do it. I should do that. That's cool. So end the conversation. See you, Dad. All right, I'll talk to you later. Few hours go by. Now it gets interesting, because I get a call about 4 p.m. and it's my sister, Deirdre. And you don't know Deirdre, but anybody that knows my family know Deirdre is a force to be reckoned with in the Sims family. Okay? She is a force.
Mikey, get her on the pod, okay?
I'm sending the email as we're talking.
Right. She is a handful. And when she gets determined, she's like Phil Simms in Super Bowl 21. So you better watch out, okay? She can go 22 or 25, depending on what that is, all right? So Christopher, what do you think? Should Dad give his number? And I'm making fun of how she talks, but she was very abrupt when she was calling. What do you think? And I was like, well, I think it's kind of cool. What? I thought you were going to be on my side. Okay, Christopher, see you later. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And she hangs up the phone. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I was like, uh-oh, there's a civil war going on in the house right now.
She didn't get the answer she wanted from you.
So she said, the hell with that. So then I leave it alone. I text my group here at NBC, the people that handle my social media and help me with that. I was like, hey, I think my dad's going to give this number to Abdul Carter. Let's have something ready to put it out there. So they get it all ready. And then they're like, hey, it's ready. Is this okay with you? Can we put this out? And I was like, wait, just let me 100% confirm this is going down. Because, of course, I had that conversation with my sister, and I'm going, right. Well, I've seen how these things go before. And when she starts to act like this, she gets her way, right? I text my dad like, hey, is this going to happen with Abdul Carter? Man, I don't know. Your sister is going crazy. I don't know if I could deal with this. And your mom ain't very happy either, right? Yeah, and I'm going, oh, no, now mom's in it too. So damn, like, I don't give a damn how many votes we got in the family. Nobody's going to be able to outvote mom and sister. That's just not going to happen. So it goes by. Dad goes dark on me. He doesn't even answer. he sends me a few texts from people around the NFL and all that, basically like, man, I'm getting a lot of blowback. Like, people don't think I should give this number away. I'm shocked at how many people are coming at me like this, right? So nothing happens. I don't see anything. I go out to dinner with the wife, and then all of a sudden I see Gary Myers, right? He tweets out, but Phil Simms says he's not giving jersey number away. He's been outvoted by the family. And I just looked at my wife. I laughed. I giggled. I was like, oh, man, look at Deirdre and Dirty Diana, which is I call my mom. They won. That's all over. And that was all she wrote. And then my dad, they flew on a family vacation, so he's not even here to tell his story. And I
That's how you do it
the last 2 days. Right.
Yeah, you had to tell it. Right. He leaves it with you. Right. Of course.
Right.
He threw the family under the bus and left.
He leaves the family in his wake. I mean,
he was like, he's like, I'm not dealing with this crap. I'm out of here. Right.
Wait. So, Mikey, there was no official vote. Okay.
No.
It came down to Deirdre and it came down to Dirty Diana. Get her on the podcast as well.
You don't have to vote. When he just told me the two people that didn't want the jersey, I was like, all right, there's no need for a vote.
There's no
it could
need
be
to vote. Exactly right.
The two win. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, because Mikey wanted to know how the vote went down and who you voted for. He wanted all the details.
I picture it like an episode of Survivor where you guys are holding up, I vote he can give it away.
Right.
You know,
Does Phil know who voted for who?
Yeah, I don't know what I think my brother was also with my sister and my mom. I don't know that for sure, but I got that gist from family. Oh, excuse me, family text. Mm-hmm. But all in all, yeah, there was no official vote. There didn't need to be one. He's had many instances in his life where he's gone against Mom and Deirdre before, and that has not worked well for him for months after that, years after that. So I think he's learned his lesson. Don't mess with that again.
I love that you were thinking about LT because you know how important that relationship is to your dad. Yes,
I did. Well, I'm a thinker that way. Anyways, I'm a little analytical, and I know my dad and LT have a special relationship. LT is special to my dad. And I know that. And yes, we totally understand LT's point of view and all that to get it 100%. But yeah, I certainly didn't want him to come off like he was offending LT. And I know he didn't want that or would never want that. So I just felt like I had to spit that out of my mouth a little bit there.
So in a hypothetical world, let's say Joe Burrow is traded to the Giants and he wants a fresh start with a fresh number, and that number is number 11. How do you think Deirdre and Dirty Diana are voting on that one?
Damn. Well, hey, Joe's so handsome and cute. He might be able to come over and work some charm with Dirty Diana.
He was at the Met Gala.
He might have to tell my sister, hey, divorce your husband and marry me, and then I'll give you and then we can do it. And she'd be like, fine, Dad, give him the number. Dad, right? But no, I don't think anything would really work ultimately with my mom and my sister.
PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast, Football Night in America. Oh, it's coming back, Sims. We're getting there. We are slowly getting there. What'd you make, speaking of the Giants, what'd you make of them passing on Shedeur and ended up taking Jaxson Dart, moved up to get Jaxson Dart in the first round?
Well, I was not surprised by any of this. I know we haven't talked. I know you guys don't sit here and watch me on PFT or my podcast like on a regular basis, and I don't expect you to. Yeah. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But either way, with Shedeur, I feel like I was at the forefront about 6 weeks before the draft. I came on PFT one morning with Florio just by what I had seen on film, what I had studied. And just, again, I don't have, like, early on in the process, nobody's telling me. They don't want to tell me what they think or whatever, but you can feel vibes. And I came on one Monday morning, and I was like, man, Shedeur Sanders, it's going to be the story of the draft. And, Mike Florio was kind of like, well, why? What do you mean? And I was like, well, one, the Saints or the Steelers, if they don't pick him, where's he going? What's going to happen? Like, I never thought the Giants at number 3 were going to do it, especially after I watched film. And then when they got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, I just went, wait, this just doesn't seem like the Giants type of thing. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Shedeur Sanders, just a total, like, drama club type of thing at the quarterback position. That doesn't seem their type of move. So I didn't buy that. But, yeah, the vibes I was getting, too, from the league is that nobody was in love with any of these quarterbacks except for Cam Ward. That's what I got. So I had kind of been saying that. And I wasn't surprised the Giants, of course, passed them up at 3. And didn't think the Giants would take them anywhere else later in the round. I didn't think. That's the vibes I got. So there in all, the Giants draft, I really liked it. I don't love Jaxson Dart. I'm not going to sit here and lie just because he's a Giant that I'm like, oh, yes, we got the guy. I hope I'm wrong. I like a lot about him. I like the human. I like that he knows how to play the position and do a lot of the things you need as a quarterback. Am I in love with his talent? No. Would I want to be a GM to go, wait, Jaxson Dart's my guy for the next 6 or 7 years? No, it would not. And again, I hope I'm wrong. But I did love the rest of the draft. That was the one aspect I go, I don't know if they needed to trade it up to get him. The Rams weren't taking a quarterback. They weren't going to do that there. I don't know if they needed that, but either way, they got a guy they believe in, and the rest of the draft, I thought they kicked ass in.
Listen, you have to have confidence in the two guys who moved up to get Jaxson Dart. The same two guys who moved up to get Josh Allen. So at least you have that going for you.
I
right?
hear you there. I hear you there. No,
right.
You're exactly right. I got you. And I don't overjudge stuff like that too much because I go, wait, if they believe in it and they think it, I can get behind it, right? I just from you know me, I'm a little bit of a quarterback that's a sucker for big time skills like a Josh Allen. That's why I defended him till my face was blue when he was coming out in the draft. I saw, wait, he does the quarterback things. They're better than what everybody's trying to say. The team wasn't very good, but holy shit, can he run? Holy shit, is that the best arm I've ever seen in my life? And you're not going to say that with Jaxson Dart. So, yeah, with Shedeur Sanders, I had said from the start, I would not want to take him in the top 10. I would not want to take him in the top 20. I kind of thought he was an end of the first round type of quarterback. Right? The talent is by him, Shook, or Jaxson Dart wasn't like, oh, wow, oh, my gosh, this is like popping off the screen. There was a lot of good there. But, of course, we know between the talent not matching up to what the public thought it was, unqualified people making qualifying statements, the hype around him, and then also the way he handled the pre-draft process and kind of disrespecting the process. And then you get to a point where, wait, okay, he's falling down the board. Yeah, well, we'd like to draft him. He's high on our board, but he's going to be our third string quarterback. And now there's the human element of, wait, it's going to overtake our team. Even though we're drafting a third string quarterback, this is all anybody's going to talk about. Cleveland had a great draft. All we talk about is one guy. That's all we talk about. Mm-hmm. And that's where it snowballs out of control and you end up in the 5th round.
Is there an NFL roster here in the offseason that where you look at it and you're like, wow, they got a lot better?
There's two that really pop to me. The Patriots, number one.
Yep.
I mean, you just look at the Patriots and you go, yeah, we got Milton Williams, we got Carlton Davis, we signed Harold Landry, let alone we acquired Mike Vrabel and got Josh McDaniels as our offensive coordinator.
Jesus.
And then the draft on top of that, I thought they got Will Campbell, which is a Vrabel type of guy. They got Travion Henderson, who's got 3 rockets up his ass and can make a lot of big plays. They got one of my favorite receivers in the draft, and Kyle Williams. So, yeah, I think they killed it. And the Bears would be the other team that I'd say killed it. The Bears, acquired Ben Johnson. Yeah. Acquired Dennis Allen as a D coordinator, who I think is phenomenal at that part of his job for sure. You can say all you want about the head coach. They fixed the interior part of the offensive line. And then the draft, they get a Colston Loveland, who's phenomenal, like a Sam Laporta, but even better. You get a Luther Burden, who's like a DJ Moore. Like, I look at the Bears and go, yeah, they made their team. The Patriots and the Bears are the two teams in each conference there that I would say won the offseason.
I dare you to try to get me and Mikey A excited about Justin Fields.
Oh,
you can't.
You can't. If the
answer is might be dumb.
Right, I get it a lot. I literally walk down the streets of New York and people are like, hey, Justin Fields, should we be excited? And I'm like, yeah, it's good, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm like doing jumping jacks. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, there's still we got stuff we got to see. What I do like is this. Here's what I could sell you on. That you're going to be a tough, no-nonsense football team, and he's going to fit that. That's what I do like. They're going to model Detroit. Everything that you've seen so far is modeling Detroit to a degree here. We're going to get bigger. We're going to be physical. They're going to run the ball. The one thing I like about Justin Fields is he is a fearless competitor. He's tough as hell. The throwing still needs to get better. We know that. But I think they're also looking at it like we're trying to replicate Jared Goff 2.0. First stop and stuff, maybe not all that great, but we're going to take advantage of them. We think we can improve them and make the team around them better and get the best out of them. And that I can be hopeful for if I'm a Jet fan.
I have a question.
We're entering year 5. Oh my! Oh, wait a second.
look
Sorry,
who's
never
here.
mind. Nope, I'm
I
done.
have a question.
Wow, look
I'm
who's here with a
out.
normal hat
Wow,
on.
We
Chris
just
Sims. Look at
we
this.
disappear for months at a time. We come in, we don't shave, like we don't want to look presentable when we make our return on God Bless Football. Like, what's going
Offseason,
on with
yeah.
you, Christopher?
Well,
Thank you, by the way, for taking time out of your busy schedule of screwing over Abdul Carter. Jeez.
Oh my gosh! Well,
No.
first off, we're 25 fucking minutes in here, and you haven't even.
Well, yeah,
showed up
because
yet, so-
okay, I
He
show,
did nothing.
You show up
Sims
in the
did
middle of a
nothing to
work day,
Abdul
like you know
Carter.
what? You have to. We've never
And
had
you're
you
li-
leave
and I can-
Florio to come and do something with us. You're like, well, I can only do it in these 3 minutes, and you have to do it. Stop the presses. I'm Chris Sims. I don't shave anymore, and I don't give numbers to rookies. Jeez Louise.
Jeez.
Fucking
All right,
guy.
First off, your hat's stupid. Okay. All right,
Your
second
face is
off-
stupid, Chris Sims.
Second off, I mean, look at you. You showed up late. You're kind of coming disrespectful to a guy who just the will of just the nice person comes on here and does it.
Yeah.
You don't employ me really, right? You're sitting there looking. I could tell. What are you in commercial breaks? Are you trying to fit me in real quick
Yeah,
here?
trying to fit you into my
You know,
schedule.
you're trying to, yeah, I can
Yeah.
tell. You're looking up at the screen like, how many seconds we got left?
Where's Dan? I don't want to
So-
get yelled at.
I know, yeah, exactly. Now I understand you know, respecting Dan over Stugotz more. I get
It's
that.
more
but
fear, I think,
feel
yeah.
disrespected.
Yes.
Speaking
Well,
of which,
that's
I
the
need to
thing,
go
Billy.
now,
You
yeah.
chose Lebitard over Sims, and he's not happy about it. So.
Oh, Chris, you know, listen to me. If we were on a deserted island and it was Chris Sims on one side and Dan Lebitard on the other side, and I had to choose one to die with, I would choose to die with you.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
nice.
that I appreciate. I don't know why why do we gotta die? How come?
Well, come
I would
on.
actually
What
take it
are
more
we
of a
gonna do
star
on
if
an
you just
island
die with
together?
Dan over there.
You know what I
No,
mean?
go with
alive.
Sims and just eat Lebitard. I mean,
No,
that thing
me-
can feed you for a
Ooh,
lifetime.
wow, we could hunt. I feel like me and Chris would go. We'd be like the first couple days. We'd be like, can we build a raft? We can. And then we get over that whole will he, won't he situation. And then, we'll probably hook up a little bit. And then, we'll go
I'm
and
a fighter.
we'll
I'm
hunt
not
down.
going down like that.
Really?
See, that's right. That's why you're a Marlin fan and all that. You're just used to
Whoa.
losing.
I
and
mean,
just curling
you're.
up in a ball.
Oh,
and
I'm
going,
sorry.
"We suck."
Chris Sims, who's had such a rough life as a Yankees fan and son of Phil Sims, who's had everything handed to him, and poor guy lives on the richest street in America, but he doesn't have a gate. Get out of here, guy.
He lost his
How
spleen.
hard you work, please.
He's coming in hot today. He's coming in hot.
Well, because he's only got like 3
I
minutes.
have
so
months,
right,
and
so he's
months
gotta
and
get
months
it
of
all out
pent-up
now.
anger to unleash on you. I've missed you.
Billy, you
miss
could
you
die
too.
together, but you can't wear number 11 while you do it.
Exactly
That's right. That's right. You missed that story because you ditched us, so I'm not telling it again.
No,
okay?
I actually heard it on your show, so I was like, we're still gonna have him on and do repeats. He told a good story on his show. So your
Yeah,
sister,
why the hell are you wasting my time?
so
then?
your
What are
sister
you
and your
doing?
mom, huh? They like rule your haircut. They rule whether or not you can give away family numbers. It's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, they're powerful, right? I mean, they are. They don't rule my hair though. I mean, you can see they don't like my hair, and you can see that's not happening. But one day, I hope you to meet Deirdre. Deirdre, anybody
Be a
like I
dream.
told the guys here earlier, if you met her or knew our family, everybody knows how that conversation went down. And then you get Dirty Diana involved as her backup singer there, and watch out.
Billy, the best part is he gone? Did Billy leave? He's
I'm
gone.
still
look at
here.
that.
I'm
He's
still
like,
here.
commercial
for a second.
break's
I'm
over.
still
Oh,
looking.
there
I'm
we
like,
go.
oh
Look,
boy,
he's
I'm
like,
gonna get
oh,
yelled
oh,
at.
oh.
Yeah.
I
We have to
Yeah,
get
Billy,
back
the
to
best
talking.
part-
Background? No.
To
I
talk
thought I
about the
could see myself
Panthers,
in the
guys. Come
background.
on.
Can you see the double birds he just gave you?
Oh, I saw them. Jeez. His
All right,
shock
get outta here,
value's
Billy.
worn off on me, Chris Sims. You don't surprise me anymore.
See you later. Get out
Bye.
of here.
Get out
okay?
of here. Go die
Get out.
together, two of you.
Bye. See you later.
Why are we dying together? What's the matter with them?
I
Chris
know.
Sims, final question on the way out. We have a couple of quick ones. Would you be shocked? Okay. Would you be shocked if Bryce Young finished top 10 in QBR this coming season?
I'll say yes. Yes. I mean, again, it wouldn't be like the most shocking, like, wow. But yeah, I'd still be shocked. I would. We ended it off year well. It was all positive there. Do I still got questions? But I do think he'll be better. But top 10, yeah, I'd say I'd be shocked. Yes.
Would you be shocked if the Bengals win the Super Bowl?
No, I won't.
Right. You can't.
No, I can't. I mean, again, I got made fun of last year because I picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl. You know that, right?
Yes.
And I laugh because as we got to the last 2 weeks in Football Night in America, Jason Garrett and Devin McCourty kept going, if Cincinnati gets in, they might go to the Super Bowl, right? And they kept looking at me while they were saying it. I was like, oh, yeah, you were making fun of me the first 10 weeks, and now it's like, uh-oh, don't let them in. But yes, with Joe Burrow and that, they're not a perfect team, and they need to help their defense a little here still, but their offense, and he's good enough at quarterback to carry that team. I think so.
Would you be shocked if the Bears made the playoffs?
Nope, definitely not.
In that division, huh?
I know. I know, but I'm still not I'm going to say no, even though, yes, I hear you. That division's real for sure. But I think the team and the coaching is good enough to where I just go, no, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not.
Okay.
Would you be shocked if the Detroit Lions missed the playoffs?
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Wow.
I would.
Okay.
Yes. Totally shocked there. Hey, what we saw in the NFL draft, right? We know it's a copycat league, and the league is copying the Eagles, of course, right? The Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. And I would even say the 49ers when they were going to Super Bowls in one of the powers. Mm-hmm. The league has shifted to size, right? Like they have gone the hell with like, oh, we're going to be real fast at all these positions. We're going to be big everywhere. They're following the Eagles mold or Detroit's mold or Baltimore. They've been the three best teams in football over the last 2-3 years. And the 49ers, of course, were built on that too. Big offensive line, unbelievably big defensive line. You're seeing the league go that way. Detroit has got no holes on their roster except you'd like to see one more pass rusher. That's the only thing you can look at and go, I wish they were better there. Everything else, it's pretty damn good.
All right, last question. What the fuck is going on with Belichick? I mean, what's happening there?
I don't even know. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy, man. I mean, Dan Patrick asked me this the other day, and he's like, what would you say? And I'd be like, who are you and what did you do with Bill Belichick is what I would say with him or any of the North Carolina people down there. But, yeah, it's odd. It's all just seemed a little, I've used the word hypocritical over the last year or so. And for a guy that I know would be making fun of some other coach 10 years ago if they were doing some of the things he's doing, now that he's doing it and becoming a distraction and just some of the other stuff, it just doesn't seem very Bill Belichick-like.
You seem disappointed, actually. You did.
I am. You know how much I think you've heard me through the years. He's the greatest coach in the history of football. He's one of the greatest coaches in the history of anything, right? But I do think he's lost a little bit of his football morals and some of the things he's relied on and all of that. And, yeah, he's a guy that, always scoffed at distractions. He's got a distractions. He, scoffs at disrespect, and he wears a sweatshirt with a hole in it on Sunday morning. And it's like, no, Navy sells new sweatshirts. I checked, and you have the money to buy them. So let's stop that. I'm so sick of that crap. He scoffs at Taylor Swift when she comes on the TV, and I want to go, what? You mean a world billionaire self-made? Like, what a story. But he expects us not to scoff every time he's on and we see his girlfriend. There's just so many things. He doesn't like the media, but yet then he goes on a year-long media tour and criticizes every coach and his guy that replaced him in New England and all that. It just doesn't seem like anything Bill Belichick ever sold to his team. And here he is doing all the opposite things, all the things he says to his team not to do, he's doing. And that's what I don't get right now.
Sims, I don't care about the facial hair. You are in mid-season form, my friend. I mean, you are letting it fly.
You know it. I just try to stay in shape. I got to stay in shape all time of the year, right?
We appreciate it, man. PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast as well, Football Night in America. He is our favorite guest here on God Bless Football. It is Christopher Sims. I am so happy you told the story about Dirty Diana and Deirdre. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We keep having out more. I'll tell you more Dirty Diana stories. We got a lot of them. Don't worry.
She's going to be on with us weekly.
Okay.
Sims, get out of here. We appreciate it. Thank you as always, man.
See you guys. Peace out.
All right.